Clashes between superiors and their subordinates can be intense and revealing. Such a clash unfolded when a police officer found himself in a humbling confrontation with his higher-ranking counterpart. The scenario began with an encounter between an exceedingly disagreeable police officer and an individual who was innocently capturing footage with his drone. An extremely unpleasant police officer requests an ID from the individual.
Who you are, you have to provide me with identification.
I don't have to, no.
Just like anything else.
However, the man firmly and repeatedly asserted that providing identification was unnecessary, as he had not violated any laws. He further emphasized that his act of recording was well within his rights, and thus, he was not obligated to comply with the officer's request.
Who are you?
I don't need to provide that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
If I'm asking you who you are and why you're videotaping our facility, you have to provide me with some form of identification. So do you have your identification?
To require identification under the law, you need to be able to articulate a crime that I'm about to commit or I have committed.
But it's evident that the cop doesn't give a damn about any of it. In fact, at one point, he even claims not to care what the Supreme Court decided.
Okay. You're going around, you're videotaping our state police facility for no apparent reason, and if I'm asking you who you are, you have to provide me with identification.
I don't have to, no.
It's just like anything else.
No, it's not.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
It's not.
Yes, you do.
I don't. In fact, your public information officer already has dealt with this here, and so has a few other officers, so...
I don't care who's dealt with it. I'm asking you for identification because I want to know who you are right now. And I want to know what your reasoning is for videotaping our facility.
Well, first of all, Supreme Court has covered that filming out in public is perfectly legal.
I don't care what the
And that is
Supreme
not a
Court-
suspicion of crime. So therefore, you have no suspicion of crime.
Soon, another police officer joins in, but he does absolutely nothing, which is why the man asks for their sergeant. He is informed that his sergeant is just behind him by the impolite cop, who is still behaving arrogantly. He undoubtedly believed that things would soon turn out in his favor, but that was not the case. He doesn't need to identify himself. The sergeant affirmed what the man had been saying all along.
Probably want to get a supervisor or somebody higher up.
Sure, here's my sergeant. He's coming out right now.
And he'll tell you.
Hey, Lan. He was flying the drone out in front, videotaping. All I'm doing is asking for a form of identification so we can identify who he is. He's refusing.
The unkind cop was forced to accept his error and depart the area. The man responded that they needed to do a better job of teaching the cops too when the sergeant later apologized to him for any inconvenience the cop may have caused him. Next, we have a situation that is extremely similar, where a man was simply expressing his First Amendment right to freedom of the press by filming in public. He was being harassed by this female police simply for snapping photos in public. He declined to provide her his ID when she insisted, and she then questioned what crime he had done. She pointed out his strange behavior and told him off for donning a ski mask.
This is my protection.
Okay, let me see.
I can give you my name, but first I want to know under what penal code am I being detained?
You're being detained because you're acting in a suspicious way in an area with businesses.
They kept arguing for a bit, and then her supervisor came. The guy explained everything to him, but the female cop accused him of lying.
Because you're kind of shaking, you're making me nervous.
Okay.
I'd like to speak with him. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Sir, she walked up, sir, she walked up to me. Yes. She told me, give me your ID. And then she grabbed my camera and told me I was being detained. And I asked her under what penal code, and she told me under, and I want to know what suspicious activity. Okay. Because under my knowledge, I'm operating under the law, never over. Yes, sir. Under the First Amendment. Yes, sir. Under the First Amendment. I know you know it.
When they arrived at the station, her supervisor announced that he would check her body camera. She didn't have her body camera on as she left it in the car, which caused her face to turn red. When we get back to the back, she doesn't even have one on. Although it is not visible in the video, I guarantee that this cop received a severe reprimand from her boss. Next, we have the officers who arrested this man for filming in a police station parking lot, grabbed his phone, and put him in handcuffs. One of them informed the man that he was on private property, but the man called him out on it by challenging him to explain how the police station could be considered private property. Just ignoring him, the officer requested his ID. The man's First Amendment rights were violated when another officer turned off his phone, as we later discovered.
What is it you're doing back there?
Hey guys.
Your phone is perfectly fine.
Hey
and
guys,
it's on still. See
go
that?
ahead and call,
Step over here. What you doing back here? This is private property, and that's why we're asking. How can a police department be private property? You have an ID with you. How
County Police Department.
You have an ID with you, sir.
And you can turn my phone off.
You got a,
That's a violation.
The cop continued to threaten to arrest him for failing to provide an ID, but the guy asked him what was their primary charge. The cop ignored that question as well and told him that he was being detained, which is why the guy requested a lawyer.
what's your full name and date of birth?
Actually, Dr.
The next thing you know, a sergeant walked over, and the cop explained what was going on. We can't hear exactly what the sergeant told him, but the next thing you know, the cop said that the man was free to go. It seems that the cop got schooled by his own sergeant. As for the guy, he was pretty angry because of everything that went down and threatened them with a lawsuit.
He's back there walking by the units recording. Yeah, we'll let you go. Let's take him and walk him over there.
Please make sure my phone is still on. If you turn off my phone, I'll be filing a lawsuit against you for violating my First Amendment rights. That phone
Let's
is,
take,
I want my phone to record this. Please bring my phone back.
So these cops came up to this guy and accused him of filming on private property. He educated them a bit about the public easement and refused to give them his ID because he didn't do anything wrong. The guy then asked for a sergeant's assistance, but he wasn't willing to talk.
Yeah, it starts from the higher up. Start. Go. Go. He doesn't want to talk to us. There you go. I'm on your property. Have a nice day. Listen, this is not her property. It is.
No, it's not. This is.
No, it is. Do you see this sign?
Give your ID, sir.
Do you see this sign? No, I don't have my ID.
Okay, what's your name?
Not interested.
What's your name?
Not interested. Listen to your sergeant. I'll tell you to go back to work.
Not so. I'm
Sergeant,
right
can I
now.
have a civil conversation with you, sir? Sergeant.
He did, however, step out of his car and approach the cops who were harassing the man. Now, we don't know what he said to them, but they all left this guy alone as a result of that little conversation. So our best guess is that he taught them a lesson in law.
Sergeant, is there any opportunity to converse with you, sir? Oh, at least the sergeant knows the law.
To start with, we have two cops harassing the guy for filming in a post office when their captain arrived. Just look at their faces after they realized that this guy knew the captain. That's the look of embarrassment right there, as they knew all too well that they were harassing the guy for no reason at all. First, one of the cops got some explaining to do, but you can't help but notice how his voice was trembling while he was talking to the captain.
Hello, Captain.
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. How you doing?
Pretty good.
How are you?
Captain, I just want to say that you're one of
Next, the guy calmly explained everything to the captain. At one point, things got heated and the guy asked the captain if he was being detained. The captain said no, but that female officer said that he was being detained. I guess someone doesn't know her place.
breaking any law. I came in here, I didn't disturb anybody. I came in here and I was recording the greeting cards, and I wasn't even aiming it at the employees or the customers at that time. And the branch manager came out and said, wanted to know who I was. She wouldn't identify herself. She wanted to know who I was with. I said I'm with myself. And she thought that the rules were on her door that said no photography. And I said, man, there's no rules. There's a poster 7 in here that allows photographs for news purposes in entrances, lobbies, foyers, and corridors. And that's where I've been. I haven't been in any restricted areas. I am completely following the law, and I'm following post office rules and regulations. But as we all know, the post office, they don't know their rules like they should know. So I'm here to kind of educate them that what I'm doing is lawful. I'm not creating any disturbance. Holding a camera does not create a disturbance. I understand you got called here.
So that's not.
Captain, am I being detained, Captain? Elvis has got me detained.
But after realizing what she had just done, both her and the other cop became silent and let the captain speak to the guy.
How much longer do you plan on?
Well, they're closing up at 5 o'clock, you know. And I really expected, I went downtown to the post office, walked all through there, 3 cameras rolling.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on our channel. I appreciate you watching.